For this first set of equations, all we have to do is take this graph and write an inequality for it. So we're going to start with a variable. It doesn't matter what variable we use. I'm going to just use x for our case. We can see that the shaded area is over here to the left. So that would be a less than 4. All of these numbers here are smaller than 4. And then 4 itself, it's a closed circle, so we are less than or equal to. That graph gets us this inequality. Again, you can use any variable, but we're going to use x throughout this. The next one, we're going to say x is, in this case, we're shaded over to the right. So that would be greater than, closed circle means it's equal to, and -2 is the number that we're comparing that to. Number 3, we've got x is greater than 3, because we're shaded over to the right here. The circle is an open circle, so there is no equal to. We're going to stick with just x is greater than 3. And this last one, we get x is less than -1, because we're shaded over to the left of -1. Open circle means that we're not allowing it to be equal to -1, so we're going to stick with this without the equal. For these, now we have to solve them. This is a one-step equation. We just have to subtract 10 to get rid of that 10. Subtract 10 on this side as well. That gets us x is greater than or equal to -3. It is going to be a closed circle because we're allowing it to be equal to, so I'm going to put a closed circle here at -3. Our solutions are bigger, greater than -3, so we're going to shade over here to the right-hand side, and that would be our graph for this one. Next, we need to get rid of this 8 in the denominator, so we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 8. Multiply this side also by 8. It's a negative, so that needs to be a -8 and a -8 on both sides. Alright, that gets x on the left-hand side. We end up with +2 over on the right-hand side, because a negative times a negative is positive. And we need to remember when we multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to flip the sign, so it's going to switch over to a greater than. Alright, that means that we have an open circle here at 2, and our solutions are greater than 2, so we're going to shade over here to the right-hand side. On this one, we have to divide by -9, divide this side by -9 as well. We get x, 27 divided by -9 is -3, and again we divide by a negative number, which means we need to switch the direction of the symbol, so that'll become a greater than. Alright, our solutions are bigger, so we're going to have an open circle at -3, and we're going to shade again to the right-hand side. On this one, we've got to add the 6 to get rid of that. -6 plus 6 is 0. Add 6 to this side. We end up with x is less than or equal to +6. We're going to put a closed circle because we're allowing it to be equal to 6. So closed circle here at 6. Our solutions are smaller, so we're going to shade over to the left. And that's our graph.